Hey, thanks to Tennessee for hosting a very competitive Super Regional, and congrats to Ralph and Karen and Marty and the team for advancing. I know they'll represent the SEC really well. I think, having senior experience is huge, and I can speak from experience. And it just really helps. And obviously playing at home is a big deal now. 5-10 years ago in college softball, it didn't matter if you played home or away. In a Super Regional, it was, the crowd wasn't that into it, and there wasn't a big crowd. And now, it really pays off to be in the top 8. So, their crowd was great, and it's really good for the game of college softball. And I know, they'll do a great job in Oklahoma City.
Questions for the student athletes?
Can both of you talk about getting the early lead, and then did you feel the momentum start to slip their way?
Well, we kind of jumped off out in front at first. We had a key hit by Molly, and I think, I don't think we necessarily lost the momentum. I think, they just kind of chipped away at it. They got to run here, they got to run there. They had a sack fly. They just kind of chipped away at and we didn't score more runs. So I think we had opportunities, to build on that lead, but we just didn't get the hit up the middle, the little ground ball up the middle,
I agree too. They got the sack flies, to score runs, and we just didn't capitalize a couple times, and so caught up to us.
Did either of you imagine that you would have Tarango pitching? Was that part of?
Definitely not. Obviously she's in our scouting report. Obviously we talk about her, and I think we faced her when we played them. So, we knew stuff about her. It definitely wasn't in the expectancy, I guess, but we had prepared for all of their pitchers.
Exactly.
How much of a change is it there, especially just velocity-wise, with what she was throwing versus an instant switch from what Ivy was throwing?
Well, Ivy was throwing really hard, obviously, and going to Tarango, she was throwing that changeup so many times, and it would just float in. So obviously, as hitters, we have to make that adjustment quicker.
And then anybody else? I think you'd be the only one.
That's okay.
Can you just talk about this season? Obviously, coming off national championship, anything less than Oklahoma City is probably a disappointment. But what do you think the legacy of this team is, and what do you take out of this?
I think we had a good season. Especially for us losing 5 seniors. We had a great senior class this year. With Bro and Courtney and Jackie and Kima and Sewell. We had the seniors out there. Obviously, it was a little bit of a roller coaster, a little bit there at times during the regular season. But I think in all, I think we had a good. Obviously, anything less than the Oklahoma, that's obviously not what we're striving for. But I think in all, I think we can eventually. After we get over the loss of it, I think we can take some stuff from it for next year. I hate to say that because I hate it for our seniors. Obviously we want that. We don't want them to have to go out this way. But you have to tip your hat to the Tennessee. They're a great program. They're very classy. They have great coaches. They have great players. So. I guess if we had to lose to any team, I guess it's okay, I'm sure they'll do great at the World Series. Like Murph said, they have great seniors and they have great coaching staff. So I'm sure they will represent the SEC very well when they go out there. So.
This is your first ride of this type. Can you just talk about what the experience has been like for you?
It's a privilege just to make it to the NCAA tournament, but it's different. It's an awesome atmosphere. Obviously, that was my first time in regionals, first time in supers. The crowd, the games, everything. It's unreal and something to strive for every single year. So.
Anything else for the student athletes? You guys are good.
Can you talk about the sudden pitching change and what kind of adjustments have to be made? I mean, that can't have been what you thought was going to happen. That wasn't what anybody thought was going to happen.
Well, you know, we had first and second and no outs, and for some reason Ivy couldn't throw her changeup. It hit the dirt 4 times or something, and I don't know if Ellen wasn't ready or, you know, if it was, I don't know. You'll have to ask them, but and again, like Kayla said, it's you know, she threw the changeup a lot, and instead of trying to lift it, we needed to drive it up the middle. And Conley hit a good pitch. It just, you know, Shipman made a good play on it, but her and Molly just got caught up in that changeup, and it, you know, it floats in there about 30 miles an hour, and it looks like a watermelon, and you know, sometimes that happens.
What about the early lead? I mean, you got everything you wanted.
I know. It was, yeah, it was awesome. I mean, won the first 2 innings for sure, and took advantage of, you know, a couple mistakes by them, and Molly got the big hit, and it just seems like, you know, the momentum was with us, and, you know, in my mind I'm thinking, you know, maybe we're going to win 3-0, you know. It's 3 runs, but like you said, they chipped away, and we didn't make a couple plays, and, you know, most of those sac flies are drop balls, you know, and hopefully they're going to roll over instead of drive it up. So just
kind of looked a lot like you guys did, you know, with the sac flies and everything.
Yeah,
they were really
exactly.
executing.
Yeah, I mean, it's an RBI. I mean, I think it's not very popular to do, but it's an RBI. It's a run scored.
What do you take from this season? What will you hope to learn from it to take next year, and what do you?
Well, I think we got to play a lot of young kids, a lot of new people, and like, you know, you saw in this game, they were in the tough situation. You know, Molly in her first NCAA tournament, she's up to bat with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th, and the season hanging on the, you know, in the balance. So she got to experience that. She never had to experience it before, and now she's going to be better next year for it. Jaden will be better. Danae will be better. Danny will be better. Leslie will be better. That was good for her to be able to get out there and pitch in front of a crowd like this, season in the balance. You know, and there's so many things that we can do better. You know, eliminate a lot of the walks, eliminate the silly errors. And I was going through my head partway during the game, you know, some of the things that we really could improve on. But we're going to have the best center fielder in the country for the next 3 years. People here got to see what she's really like, and I mean, we're going to build around her, and we've got the whole pitching staff coming back, which is a good thing. We've got a new pitcher coming in. The freshman class has done really, really well in high school. I think they all hit over 600 in their high school career, so even if they hit half of that, I'll take them.
Anything else from Mark?